Hello everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the Astartes Anonymous Mockcast. I am the voice in your walls, screaming Bloody Mary at night and eating your copper wiring, also better known as Chestnut. And today we have a new guest with us. We have David, the one who's going to die first.
Wait, what?
And we have Madison, the one who's going to kill first.
Yeah, give me a second. One moment. All right. Should be done. Some quick skinning. Nothing. No harm.
And while both of us are burning alive in the summer heat, one among us is freezing his balls off. The upside down summer child, better known as Mitch.
We sell novelty kangaroo nuts. We get them one way or another.
Today we are going to make the tier list to end all tier lists. The tier list of the Astartes Anonymous podcast.
Yeah, no, we do the bit of Aaron where he did the podcast thing, but we quite literally are doing the podcast, and it's now the tier list of the tier list.
You are correct. And usually I present the tier list, but Madison today names all the tiers, so I give her the pleasure of presenting.
Oh wait, I didn't know that before.
Yeah, that's the fun of it.
All right.
He's got into this situation. You will obey.
You will find a flash bomb in your post box.
I've received worse.
So okay, the tier list, because I like tried to I saw the original names and they were fine, but I was like, oh, we need something thematic. So we have Supercast. This is like the favorite episode of you personally, the best episode, the funniest, or like where something is discussed that's like maybe like well, because sometimes the guys discuss stuff where it's like, this has a lot of nuance and a little like impact. Episode Astartes, this is still a good episode. I'll put it on regularly. It's funny. There's again some new, good stuff to like learn from it. Then we have background noise. Background noise is like, in this case, a podcast is meant to be background noise, so it would make sense that actually it's a higher tier, because usually something like that would be lower. But in this case, this is like an episode that like these are like the episodes I'll turn on when I play Space Marine 2, or like when you play guys do anything at work or play Zoom. We all just like put that on. Okay, it says it a bit wrong, I noticed, but competently anonymous. That this is like an episode where like it's solid, it's good, it has good aspects, but it's maybe like not something you care for as much, or like just the topic is not as interesting, and we might just not revisit as much because of XYZ reasons. And then dang, I hardly heard her. That this is just like stuff we haven't listened, or like I think there's like one episode where like I listened to it, but like I was just disinterested in the topic, so I just it's like I listen a bit and then the rest I just throw it away.
Thank you very much, Madison. And as you can see, we're going in release order. And this brings us to actually the very first episode, the Primarch After Dark episode, which gave the title of the second channel, actually. And I have to say, for the first podcast, it's very solid. I watched it like 2 or 3 times, and yeah, I mean, doing the boogie woogie with the Primarchs, that's always a very interesting topic. Why did I say it like that?
But the boogie woogie with the Primarchs, you know.
The boogie woogie with the Primarch. God damn it! All right, that's a great start. I didn't want to cut you up. What did you say, Madison?
I mean, I was just gonna go a little bit into the tier list, like into the video. I mean, it's honestly a solid first episode, funny topic. I guess that counts, obviously, the mic quality, because it's the guys' first podcast. Everyone sounds a bit rough, but I assume that's just how we sound right now. So you know, it all wraps around in the end.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we are better than the episodes we're going to rank low. It's just compared to the upper episodes and looking at what we have in front of us, they are going to be very heavy hitters. And I have to agree, like the mic quality is noticeably worse, and the people in the podcast itself are also noticeably more not insecure but less secure than they are nowadays.
It was the beginnings. It's
Yeah.
a solid episode. It set their formula. They made sure all the personality comes through. Aaron's mic's still shit to this day, but we can't hold that against him.
Oh, the war gong! I fucking love the war gong.
I was talking to Var, and she was editing out an episode. I think she said she had to edit it out 53 times. The war gong.
That's funny because in all episodes combined, there are still 52.
So how many times have Moots like caught the war gong and missed it at the same time?
Yeah, like he missed 52 war gongs, 5 of them were like all across all fucking episodes, and 47 were in the freaking horse episode. It's like.
I'm sorry to ask, what is the war gong? I think I'm uninitiated in this case.
The war gong is just sometimes Aaron hits his mic and makes a bong noise.
Oh.
And it was.
Oh, that.
Yes, like.
It has to be his desk because it's too good of a war gong.
Yeah, it's not like. It doesn't sound like a kid taking his fucking Xbox 360 microphone. It's like a very calm and fuck. I for the audio listeners, I almost tipped over my water cooling fan onto my computer, so I would say my reaction was pretty calm.
Yeah. You could say that. You could say your reaction was pretty cool. Alright, that singer I'm gonna flail myself for.
Oh fuck, that was a pretty good singer. Anyway, long story short, it's a pretty good episode. The ranking itself was not extraordinary, but the deeper we're going into the tier lists, you're going to notice a certain pattern with the Primarchs. But I personally would say absolute Astartes. I think that's a good baseline.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I'm currently like I'm taking a look at the ranking. Honestly, like, I feel like, did Lion Son of the Forest already come up by that point? Because I feel like was the Lion really that low? But like, I mean, it's like, yeah, Motario makes sense there.
Yeah, like the Lion was low because the new lore of the Lion wasn't out when that came out, so we just had the 30k lore. So you know.
As I imagine, if like we got like Lion Son of the Forest, I feel like there's like a
he's
like a certain demographic for it.
Yeah, obviously with the new one, he has like a lot more.
Dilf.
Yeah, thank you for taking the words out of my mouth. Exactly, has stealth potential. So,
it's just a solid episode.
Yeah, it's a solid episode, but in this one they are ranking the incel lion, not the Dilf lion. So you know it's fair.
I had a Horus Heresy kept genocide.
Yeah, the backhand to end all backhands.
I will say, I looking just briefly looking, I do like Conrad being not in absolutely unfuckable, because it's like, yes, there's I know Night Lords fans. There's a certain there's just like a certain type of demographic there again. I'm like, yeah, this makes sense. This was a rather generous tier list, all things considered.
Yeah, and also like people like to say that Fulcrum is a drink, but like have you looked at the model from the Primarch of the Night Lords? Like that's a drink. He like fucking like he scuttled through like air vents and gutters when he was little, and if you're Primarch sized and you fit through an air vent.
Well, it helps that he was starving, which, you know, there's like, oh, that's not exactly a good thing.
No, I mean,
but,
I'm not talking about when he was a starving child on his homeland. I'm talking about the Horus Heresy mini. That that thing is slim as a banana.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. What like to say it? But yeah.
I fear if we spend so much time talking about how fuckable the Primarchs are, we are not going to find an end, because later we're going to rate how well they saw the Primarchs as Mr. Galaxy. Anyway,
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that one.
anyway, the Primarchs as lawyers, and I have to say, this is going into Supercast. If you say something else, I'm going to skin one of you alive.
I don't remember this
No.
one as much anymore. Was there something very funny? Because like honestly, I was gonna put it in background noise because I
Damn.
don't remember
I-
anything too much of it. It's similar again to like the first one. I think the topic for me was a little bit less interesting,
I
but there's some.
I'm baffled that the Night Lord under us is going to rank the Primarchs as lawyers as low because like the episode starts with Conrad as lawyer, and you're like, oh, he's going to say I committed the crime, then he skins him alive and says, oh, I've made it myself. That was such a fucking funny bit. I did not expect that you would like.
It's
Put this
because
in
he's at the bottom of the
background
list.
Yeah, like
No, that's
wait, no.
exactly where he belongs in this case.
Yeah,
but
like
I
he
just
fucking
don't remember the
belongs.
bit as much.
Yeah, he belongs. He definitely belongs at the bottom. Oh no!
does.
No, I did not say that. No, nobody dares to clip that, please.
He belongs at the what?
Too late.
Nah, it's too late. No. Yeah, like, oh, alright, Mitch, you're the tiebreaker here. We have background noise, we have Supercast. I have to remind you, my thread is still open.
No, I
And
agree with you, Chestnut. They're getting their stride. They've got more funny bits. Alfarius being at the top for the best lawyer, he gets you off, but yet somehow you're still in jail, and yet you're still walking free. It makes no sense. It's a fun
I think-
episode.
Yeah, I think I just make remember that one. Okay, I can definitely. I would say maybe that absolutely a Astartes list, but like I just don't remember this episode as much.
yeah,
And I feel like
yeah, this is one of the episodes that I watched like over 5 times already. It's like, for one, it's short, so it's easier to watch multiple times. But on the other side, it's just fucking hilarious. Especially like Magnus the Red, who like is like defending you from a parking ticket, but talks you into a fucking death penalty.
A murder charge. Yeah. He walks in the door. You get handed in the head. I'm done. And walk.
Yeah, all right. Supercast it is, and
okay.
no, there's another great one. No.
This one's fun.
Yeah,
This one's again. It's like a continuation of the first one, but like
yeah, but
just now the factions.
yeah, but like I talked earlier about the Primarch problem with ranking, and I think now is the best time to pick that thread up. When I say the Primarch problem on like the ranking, you're going to notice a pattern. It's like most of the time, like the loyalist, like Dawn, Guilliman, Sanguinius are always very high or at the top, and like most of the traitor Primarchs, like Ankron, Mortarion, and similar tend to be at the bottom because most of these kinds of tier lists are about like social settings or like being buddies and stuff. It's rarely about being a psychopathic murderer or like a demon. That's why like most of the time the Primarchs who are loyalists going to score a lot better than the traitors.
Not for one episode. We'll get to that episode.
Yeah,
where
we're
the
going to
tra-
get
tra- traders
exactly.
will be bad. But
We are going to get to that episode very soon, but I think this is the reason why I would put the Xenos After Darks over Primax After Darks, because the Xenos After Darks is a lot more interesting because you're not falling in the loyalist versus traitor Primarch debauchery where all the lists pretty much look the same.
Yeah, it's more unique. I do feel like this tier list is like one of those where it's like this was before Sarek's time at the cast, and I like that she later followed it up with like some stuff on the Necrons. I do feel like looking back at them, it's like yes, because everyone is a dude and nobody has really read much on the Necrons. Nobody likes like the Necrons going bottom.
My friend, haven't you seen the episode? They talked about the like the metal change being able to like do soft materials, and that they could. Hold on, am I conflicting another
No,
episode?
that is what Zarek later on pointed out, where she was upset about the fact that the
Ah!
Necrots landed
Oh
on the
my god!
bottom.
Oh my god! I
And
thought this
think
was in
looking
this
back,
one.
I agree.
I-
No, that is what Zarek got upset about. And also looking back, they should have been like a little bit higher, because those
Yeah.
like the higher Necrons are like.
All right,
know.
that makes me genuinely upset that I confused these two episodes.
That's fair. I mean, like, it's
All
like
right,
basically a continuation.
Yeah, I take it back.
From one to another.
I take it back. It goes down from Supercast because I vividly remember Zarek being there. But if that's another episode, then yeah, no chance.
No, this was way before Zarek's time.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right then. Absolute Astartes, or does somebody have an opinion?
I would like to say this one has a lot of quotable moments in it. It has the what's it called? The
Glossy.
Yep, that one. It has bloobs in it. It's a very quotable episode.
Seen
I
that a
almost
lot on Twitter.
I would almost put it above the Primarchs as lawyer because it's just got so much quotable things, and it's got Dutch in it. Dutch is always fun.
My favorite South African.
Yes.
Yeah, like I was on your side as well, but then Mitch reminded me that I am currently suffering under heavy brain damage and mixing episodes together because in which one did Zarek talk about the necrodermis?
I don't remember. Oh, I think it was the fan fiction episode. Also, I think the brain damage goes further because you said Mitch, even though it was me who reminded you. We shove it to the heat. We blame the sun because right now it hates us.
There's steam coming off your heads, but I don't blame you.
It's not steam, it's smoke. All right, fuck. All right,
say
we have.
Astartes.
Okay, we have. Is the whole fucking episode just Madison saying one thing, Mitch and me saying another thing, and we just outvoting Madison the entire time?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah,
it's like, I mean, there's like some stuff maybe later that's gonna be like.
Yeah, like
hot
I
takes for
am
me, but,
open to put it before the Primarch.
Yeah,
like
I
that
think
was
that
my
makes
point.
sense.
That was my point that it was a better episode than the Primarch one because it doesn't fall into the Primarch tiering hole.
It's just it's not necessarily my favorite episode. It's just a real. Oh yeah, I still like it. It's just it's not my favorite. And like my favorites would go in Supercast.
Yeah.
I accept to that point. I would personally put it higher, but I accept it can go there.
I'm going to say I don't see any of the episodes going over the Xenos After Dark in the absolute list.
Very interesting.
And to the next one, we have a Halloween special where they talk about the scariest things in the Warhammer 40k universe. And I have to say, Red had some very funny quotes in this one, but this tier specifically had a lot of discussing how something extremely terrifying isn't actually terrifying, so they don't put everything in the maximum. Like, I'm pretty sure they put orcs above a lot of things that I would rather fight than an orc. Like, I think orc was either in B or A. For some reason the orcs were really fucking high in this one.
I mean, the orcs are scary,
yeah,
but also...
but you have to understand, in Warhammer there is the kill fear.
Yeah.
There's a line where it's just, alright, this thing is scary because it kills you, but there's a lot of things that is scarier because they do worse thing than just kill you. Because people say, Khorne is the best Chaos God to worship because he is just killing you in the worst case. And it's like, no, he's not going to kill you. Like, not permanently, because if you're dead, he's going to throw you in the boiling blood of sea he has in his citadel, and you have to swim out to have another go. So Khorne does things worse than death. Like any Chaos God does stuff worse than death. And orcs, they just kill you. They don't have any malicious intent beyond killing you. I mean, there are some... I'm taking that back the same moment I said that. I know there are books where orcs tortured humans out of either morbid curiosity or just fun. So I am aware they can torture you, but
It's like orcs don't have like the really malicious intent, but like they basically treat you like an ant, and like it's a kid that likes to like take a fucking spyglass and then just fucking burn the ants or some other
yeah.
shenanigans. I will say, yeah, the ranking's a bit weird. Like I think they tried to downplay a lot of things, which is fair, but I was like, it's like. I look at the list. It's like not spooky. We have the servitor, and I'm like, I feel like that should be higher.
Yeah, like
I can agree that Cherub maybe shouldn't be as high, but also it's
the cheer up was like the last place, if I recall correctly.
yeah, it was last place. It is
Yeah.
just also funny because of like I remember when Space Marine 2 came out, it's like all the people that like are like very at best surface level familiar with 40k. They saw the cherub and just said, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, I personally would say this goes into background noise because it is fun to watch. It's not absolute Astartes because, like we said, it's frustrating a lot of times to hear them downplaying a lot of the scary shit in 40k.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
completely, I know you said competently anonymous, but I think completely anonymous fits better the tiering. That's why I changed it.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
personally
Fair.
would say background noise is where this one can call its home.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed the episode. It's definitely a background noise. It's you've got into a 40k. You're looking for a bit more of the lore. These guys excel at that, and they're a lot more like tame in their arguments. They're not calling each other assholes. They're gonna kill each other. It's a very tame episode. I think
Yeah.
I know exactly to which episode you're referring when you said that.
Getting it a bit to one that is in that area.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would also
Alright.
say background noise. Yeah.
Also, a very important thing. This is, I think, the first of the episodes here where they had special avatars with like clothing. In this one, they
Yeah,
had
I'm
Halloween
seeing them right
costumes.
now.
Yeah, like my question to you is: are we ranking the costumes as well? Because that heavily influences the next couple of ones. Because like in like the After Dark channel, they stopped doing them because their avatars are fully animated instead of just a
Yeah.
PNG. But like in the early ones, they made a lot of costumes and stuff.
It's
I
like
do.
fun, but like I don't know, it wouldn't have too much impact on it because in the end, it's like, particularly in this one, if I'm gonna put it in the background, I'm not gonna notice the costumes as much. It's still neat. It's still nice. Obviously, not downplaying that
Yeah.
part, but like
Yeah, all right. So so the consensus is pretty much we allow it to take it into consideration, but it's not going to be a valid argument to like
If,
wonky tiering.
yeah,
yeah,
if
I
it's
think
making you click on the episode to look at the outfits, but
Hmm.
this was like you click on once. Oh yeah, sorry, that's it. Done.
Alright.
Click off.
I asked that specifically because the next one, the chapter
Ooh.
masters as chefs, I personally think goes into completely anonymous. I have no fucking memory of this episode. I watched this week again. I still don't have any fucking memory of that, and that's because how many chapter masters can you call by name? Like Manius Kelgar or like
it's
My boy,
um
Pedro Cantor winning.
Pedro
That's all I'm
Cantor,
saying.
like
Vulcan
the
Tushan, something Khan, Logan Grimnar.
I think they were just hungry in this episode.
I mean, I will say this one will go pretty high for me because I like cooking a lot, and it's a bit interesting to
or then
like
I
just watch and like I like to throw one on. I will say the ranking is again. I would say if there's anything too crazy, I would like.
yeah, all I'm going to
I
say
feel like
is none of these motherfuckers should cook in any way because first off they're space marines so they don't care about how stuff tastes like, and
yeah
second off they're chapter masters. They are not doing manual labor or something. They have to do like all the logistical stuff and they're always full with work. The only argument in the entire episode that I would say fair is like that Magnus Kelgar was like a slave or something in his youth
yeah
and like could have cooked something there, but like all the other chapter masters, like the concept of cooking is so far away from them because they are like, all right, I am a very busy space marine. A regular space marine already is already just eating nutrient paste, and then the chapter master is
Yeah.
also very busy, so none of them could fucking cook.
That's fair. I guess I view that also just on the little bit more fantastical manner. Like you could throw. I was thinking like, well, this episode would have maybe worked better with the Primarchs, but I feel like at that point it would have been too. Because there's like not just this is like another tier list, but there were other rankings and discussions. So like it becomes mute, and also there's the pun of chapter master, master chef. So makes sense. And I think this makes it somewhat interesting with because the chapter masters are a bit differently written to the Primarchs in various ways. Ranking wise, I mean, I feel like the Lamenter killed by microwave. They came with that on the spot. It's brilliant, but I do like that the
I'm
Black
going to
Templar is
I'm going to
is
refrain.
lower.
I'm going
Oh.
to refrain because I am a Lamentus player, and whenever Lamentus comes up in these lists, they always are going to be done dirty.
I mean, I like the Lamenters, but like I feel like the bit of killed by microwave. I think that one just makes sense to me. I do feel like
I-
there was a thing where like now looking back, it was like because I think it was about like okay, so I don't like the Black Templars, but because they they made them like oh yeah they Helberg could cook German cuisine, and then Moods tried to talk with Tom about like that, and it's like I feel like I feel like that one's like what do you mean don't know what a schnitzel is? So it's like and then there's like the cauliflower bit, and I'm like what the fuck.
Man, I said already that I watched this one twice and have no recollection, so you could just say anything you want, and I could not
We're
say
the polar
that.
opposite in this. I remember this pretty decently. I do feel like Dante should have maybe been on there higher, but maybe because he's depressed and everything, he's not. And then there's also like the space wolves getting shit on is like starting really here, and I'm like I think it's on one hand it's a fine bit. On the other hand, I feel like the space wolves are the one
Yeah,
type of space marine that actually
exactly.
eat food.
Exactly, like that's the one thing that I think bothers me
Yeah,
the most. That
Space Wolves
the space wolves are the only one chapter that really cooks and makes beer and stuff. Like I fucking hate that because it sticks out like a sore thumb compared to all other chapters. That they just brew beer and they have parties and they eat well and I'm not going to start the whole fucking. I have I have a lot of strong opinions about the Space Wolves.
I would
And
like to say something about Dante. I feel like he does cook, but a chapter serf always has to check it because it's like, my lord, this is just poison. I know.
I was about to say, I mean, the Blood Angels, like we know they have like they mentioned, it's like oh yeah, they have like feasts and drink
yeah, like
wine and things. But, like,
they
Yeah.
have they have like recreational stuff to keep the Black Rage at bay. So
yeah, fair.
They do.
Oh, yeah,
they
no,
do
I
drugs.
would say
give
I
drugs.
would like to put this at absolute Astartes most because it's an episode I like to return to most because well I like cooking. So like
like I said, I think that goes right to the bottom. What do you say? We need another tape breaker.
I say good background noise.
All
it's like
right, that sounds like background noise to me.
yeah,
Like we
that's
have
fair.
Yeah, I think I can be persuaded to talk it up to background noise.
I'm happy with her.
I'll keep this there. I would like to keep this theory at the bottom of the background noise, but it's not a bad episode, but it's
we
not
have
one of their key ones.
like we have a supercast, we have the top, we have the bottom, and the middle. Like let's just keep it at the middle. All right,
Yeah.
the next one, the pets tier list. That was a very entertaining episode. My one complaint is that they talked a lot about animals that in real life would just fucking kill you, talking about like their best friends. And I know one of the things they said is that animals would not actively try to kill you, but like even if
It's
that was the
detrimental to
case,
your health.
yeah, you know, it's like I know we talked about that earlier about the more fantastical interpretation for like the tier list in the chef's episode. I think this one has that definition stretched really far.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's really fun. The image of the giant spider just eating anything that bothers you, that was a really fun image. And I personally would not disagree with the tier list at all. Like the only complaint I have is that they act like if, for example, if you like had a pet that was an elephant that was not trying to kill you, it would still be really dangerous, and that it's not an elephant, but like something from 40k, which is extremely dangerous, even if it doesn't actually try to kill you.
Don't tell the giant squig off to roll over because you're wiping out half a block.
I think I remember
Go on.
something about like it's been a little bit while since I watched this one. I vaguely remember now something about like something mentioned with Kaiju Godzilla, and I'm like a Godzilla fan, and I think that was like something I felt about, but I don't remember. I'm looking at the list now, and there's like something funny I want to note, and it's
Yeah.
because it's like they had like the it's like with all the other ones, I think it's like they just pick pictures, sometimes fan art and things. So there's like this one thing which is I think just called it's like some elder dinosaur. It's like the speaking of the crafted the fucking exodites got models
The Exodite,
yesterday.
yes.
Yeah,
Today.
that's literally
We got
yesterday.
we got the raptors finally. But what I wanted to point out, they put up I think one of those things, which like the exodites, right? One of the bigger ones. And what they use as a picture, I know exactly what that is. It is the level 40 T-Rex from Jurassic World the game. And I pointed that out. I knew exactly what that was because I played that game, and you need that thing when you progress in the game. And I knew exactly the moment I looked at it.
Why do you know the exact level of
Because I
that thing?
played the game. Because it's red. Because the level 40 T-Rex in Jurassic World the game gets like red and stripes and spikes, and that thing has all of it. So I know that it is that.
What the
The
fuck is
neuron
going
activated
on?
moment right there.
Like,
all
I
right.
feel like for that fact alone, like just because I find that funny, just that they use that and I could clock it immediately. I think this one goes in like maybe absolutely Astartes, but then again, also maybe I don't remember as well. So,
Or
but I do like kaiju's.
like
So
yeah, I would also put it in the AA tier. Like I said, remember it fondly. It's not going super cast because, like I said, it bothers me that some of the animals were talked like they would not be a massive threat to you even if they weren't trying to kill you.
it's just a logistical nightmare to begin with because like you have to feeding those things.
Oh yeah. All right, we have 2 votes for AA. What's the third vote?
Absolutely Astarte. I do feel like Games Workshop just
alright.
watched a Crocodile Dundee or Steve Irwin documentary to get half these animals.
Do we put it? Where do we put it? Like before, after?
The middle of the.
Yeah, middle.
Yeah,
Middle's not right.
I think we are here in a consensus. All right, then the next one, the tragic Primarch tier, and you've already said
Supercast.
exactly Supercast, because this is the one
Top.
Primarch
No,
tier.
no. Top.
We're going to discuss this before we going that. That's the one Primarch tiering where it's not the usual stuff of Loyalist above, Traitor down below, because obviously the traitors have more tragedy and stuff. And Angron, my boy, my favorite Primarch, in his own
My
tier.
good damn boy.
Not literally not literally, but like metaphorically his own tier in terms of sadness.
Yeah,
I like the ranking. Conrad makes sense where he is because like he is very very tragic, but also a lot of it is self-inflicted. So
I mean, you can still be an asshole and be tragic, you know.
yeah. I feel like Magnus could be higher, but then again, like maybe because it's like with Magnus and Lehman, I'm like very very mild on them. Like I feel like sometimes the hate is a bit too much, but yeah, no, I
The
can also
hate
see why they're not that low.
extreme.
Because like again, I feel like Magnus has a lot of like similar issues, but like it's self-inflicted, but none with none of the interesting stuff that Conrad has. But no, I remember this episode. I think yeah, it was the Ember King. Andy, he's fun.
Yep.
Oh, I guess I could agree Supercast, though I don't remember the episode well enough, admittedly. So I guess I would be a little more neutral.
Yeah, like like I said, it's the one Primarch tiering where it's not the usual. So I personally rank it pretty high. I would not rank it on first. I have to disappoint you. I think
Come on.
no. This
I
is not going first place, especially if like the consensus is not even going into Supercast.
look, I like it very much. Amber King, he's just a great joy to this episode. He adds so much information to it, and honestly, would recommend this to anybody that like, even if you don't like the Astarte Anonymous cast, I'd still recommend it to them because it's that two. It's this a good story thing. It's two sides. You get to see both sides of the Primarchs. I love this episode. I personally think it should be all the way up the top.
Yeah, but it doesn't change that not everyone would put it in first place or even the first tier. So, it's better that it stays in the first tier, but it's not going at first place. Because for first place, all of us would have to be the same opinion for that.
Yeah, which I'm a bit like little less on, I guess.
I
So-
can't persuade you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
To be fair, when it comes to like tier list, like first, second place, I always feel that a little bit like, well, whether it's a B minus or a B plus, you're still in B.
Exactly. Yeah. To convince me that this one goes into first place, you would have to be Pancreas Network. And speaking of which, Pancreas Network and the Dreadnought Tierlist.
Yeah, this one I liked. I was recently listening to it because I am looking into getting a Dreadnought sooner or later. And I was like thinking, what do I get? What do I want? And it's like, this is like a good, ironically, what I ended up what I feel like I want to get is one of the Dreadnoughts that goes in bottom tier for all the reasons that, it's like a weird thing. Like, everyone said the reason, and I'm like, no, but I really like how this looks. And
Yeah.
that was the Ballistas. I
yeah,
actually grown very fond of the Ballistas visually because it has a couple of reasons. Basically, it reminds me of a game I used to play. I kind of like how boxy it is, and I like that it has no arms, and that just adds a layer of grimdark. So, like, this is like an episode I like to revisit every now and then at the moment because, like I said, I'm looking into dreadnoughts to get some and paint one up.
I think my opinion about this one can be best summarized by paraphrasing Pancreas Network himself. They are just the same box over and over again. Like he multiple times he had a crash on this episode where they very very deeply argue about two variants of the classic box knot with like a different weapon or like some other gadget. And like he had a question that they look exactly the fucking same and have to agree with him. Like what I was really bothered in this episode by the box knot agenda they pushed. Like they really really liked box knot, and like I get it, the classic box knot I really like, but what I don't like is that they shit so much on the Primaris dreadnought. I think just that they put the Redemptor on B, like, alright, they could have put him way more down. Like, it's literally not the last place, like the
Yeah, Ballistas.
But I think I did not like that they favored the box knot so much over the Primaris ones. Like, I own a box knot, I own multiple Primaris ones, and that's because the box knot, they don't look good. They're like, if you have like the artwork or see them in the video game, that's like, alright, they kick ass stuff. But then you get the model, and you think, what's that tiny piece of shit?
I feel like I would slightly disagree with like the sense of like I think that the box that looks fun. I do find Pancreas made a good point that like I don't necessarily have to fully agree with is that the Primaris dreadnoughts they have knees. It looks a bit too functional, which that's like a whole thing you could go with Primaris, but like
The box
I
also
can see
have
the
knees.
reason.
That Dawn of War trailer shows that they have knees. Like, why is everybody saying they don't have knees?
I guess it's like a whole thing where it's design function and everything, but like it's like I think everyone had their reasons. I do feel like the Primaris bad thing is a bit pushed much in this episode. I do. It's like they do iterate. It's like obviously the like Primaris. It's like sometimes I feel like a bit like you say all that, but then
it's just different eras. They came in a much different era, and you can't hold that against them. But it's still a good episode.
I very much can.
I think I do at the time because what was it? Jesus, that is actually a 2-year-old episode by now. It says 1
Yeah,
year, but it's 2 years
we're
old
old.
basically. I'm wondering, was this when like a lot of the box knots ended up getting like put into Legends
Oh
or
yeah, that
something?
was like at the start of 10th edition. There a lot more.
Yeah, I think this is like what let's wait a lot against Primaris and things, probably like the mental mindset. Though I will say, like, I looked a bit like I don't play 40k at the moment because mostly I'm just painting the army. I just like collecting and painting. I don't do the lists and the army. That's a lot of numbers and things. I don't want to look at the moment. But then like I always assumed Legends means okay, you can't use it.
My friend, that's exactly what bothers me the most. Like, alright, I'm going to start a side tangent about Legends. People act like you can't use Legends models anymore. That's a fucking lie. Legends means two things. First off, they don't get balance updates. Second off, you can't use them in tournaments. How many of the people who complain about something being sent to Legends actually play competitive? Like,
Yeah,
it,
there's that aspect. I do think maybe like the points of the updates thing, which I to be fair, I still honestly with 40k, I don't still to this day can't fully wrap my head around the idea of updating it like physical tabletop game, but
Yeah.
it's a bit weird I find. But
Whoever
all right,
says legend rules,
all right. So if I understood it right, you are confused that a tabletop game gets updates and rules.
it's like I'm not too confused at this, but it's just like if I look, honestly I do find it's a kind of a weird thing where it's like oh yeah, we're just gonna keep updating this tabletop physical thing like it's a video game. I don't know. That has always struck me as a little bit odd, but like,
All
hey,
right,
if it works,
as somebody who played like 3 different editions, let me tell you, it is very much important because 40k is not balanced. It can't be balanced because
mm.
the fundamentals of how the game works dictates that there's always going to be some at the top, some at the bottom, and the best Games Workshop can do is just stir the pot and make sure that it's not stagnant, that you're not going to see the same units over and over again. Like that's my
Okay, that
personal
makes
take.
sense.
Like we have 5 different flavors of Space Marines who want to do melee. If we never updated the rules, then one of them would always be on top, and they no matter how well they are balanced, it's just there's going to be units that there are a certain amount of tasks the units have to do, and there are more units than there are tasks. So either you just are complacent that you throw away a lot of the range, or you update it and keep things interesting.
Hmm.
That's my experience from playing.
Okay.
I think
In
it's
terms
very.
of ranking,
All right.
sorry, I was
I'm
just
sorry.
gonna go back.
Yeah, that's
Because
like.
we went far on the tangent. I was just gonna say quickly in terms of ranking, I would say this is background noise, mostly because I don't necessarily agree like the opinions, but that's a whatever. The ranking isn't like just the only thing. I do like the talks. I do like there's a bit of more nuance to it. I do. It's like yeah, I like well I mean it made me appreciate the ballistas even though it ranked bottom tier, most because I found I kind of looked at it and was like, I kind of like how this looks. Like, despite all the criticism, I do kind of appreciate this thing. And it's
Yeah.
probably gonna be one of the dreadnoughts I'm gonna get.
Yeah. I'm on your side on that. I think background noise is the highest I would put this one.
I would like to put it in a higher tiers of background noise. Anybody that says legend rules are dumb, you just need to politely introduce their head to their asshole.
Exactly.
I've listened to this episode a couple of times. I just love Pancreas. It's a good episode.
Yeah, like any episode of Pancreas is great. It's just that this specific one is very frustrating to listen to because one of the box not in gender and one Pancreas is right. It's just the same fucking box over and over again. All right,
True.
so
That
like
that
high
has not
background
stopped me
noise.
buying
If
every
I
digital.
so like Mitch, you want to put it at a higher tier, and both of us
Yes.
want to put it at background noise. So I would put it at the top of background noise.
I haven't seen. We're not going to get into absolute starting list, and I think it's a good spot for it.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good
Then the
spot.
next one, the biggest assholes, 40k. This is going right into Supercast. If it was my way, it would go into the first place. This episode is so fucking funny. I listened to this like 10 times, and the first 3 times I always laughed my ass off, even though I already knew the jokes, because the fucking the Necron with the cryptex, Erebus, the Emperor. This episode was just filled with funny bits of the biggest assholes doing shit. It was so hilarious. I could not imagine it anywhere other than Supercast, if not the first place. That's my.
I can agree with that. I do feel like maybe Arab's being low feels a bit off, but
I'm sorry.
No, Mitch, I believed in you.
So this is I was listening to all these episodes one and after another from like Monday onwards, and when I got to this episode, I enjoyed it. It was funny. It had a lot of funny moments. So I was like, you knew it was going to be Erebus at the start. Yeah,
No. Leand was at the top. Remember?
I thought it was Erebus.
No. Where did the end they put Leandros at the top? Even though he was not included in the list because he's such an asshole.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm completely anonymous. I'm sorry.
No, fuck off.
I mean, to be fair, I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I would put it actually in Supercast as well, most because like I was listening to it just a little bit earlier today.
God damn it, please.
It's a fun episode. It's got a lot of good jokes, but it's just
that's my from all the tier ranks. That's my favorite.
I'm sorry, Chestnut.
No.
I'm also sorry. I think I'm gonna also put it in A. Absolutely. Because like it's a good episode. I just don't feel as strong about it.
All right, we got an S, A, and C. Then I would put it in A, if that's all right with you, Mitch.
Democracy manifest. I've been
this is democracy manifest.
Get your hand off my penis.
What is my crime? Eating
Chinese meals.
Anyway, I would not put it at the bottom of Astartes. Absolute Astartes, like I said, that's my favorite episode. So I'm going to
put it higher.
Yeah, definitely higher.
Again, for me, it's just like where an episode is like top or bottom has never like that is often not something I care about.
Yeah, the problem is we have one strong opinion of the first place, and we have one strong opinion about the last place in the AA. So you need to be the tiebreaker here.
Well, then it goes in the middle.
All right.
Yeah, put it in the middle.
Okay, and now we got to the first episode where I'm gonna say, "Dang, I hardly heard her."
Same. I gotta be honest. I guess that like Volcom is at the top and like Volcom is at the bottom, but like the rest is like it's 18 super masculine men. They are over what's physically possible for a human. They're all like fucking perfectly built. All you're going to rank them how more perfectly they are going to build than the others. It's like I can't recall anything from that episode.
I think that is maybe where I do feel like it's this one channels a little bit more of they're all the same box. They're all fucking superhuman beings. Like all of them can lift a rock pretty well. I mean, like I could guess like Angron is really high. I don't remember.
Angron was
like
that
he benched
high.
The Titan, but it's like
Angron was high because he benched a Titan, but like they also like were like how well they looked like and stuff. So he wasn't like at the top. I know Volcom was like I think the first place.
Angron and Petarabo were the top 3.
I think what?
Yeah, Petarabo is pretty strong, I can imagine. I think the problem for me with this episode is also why I just never really listened to it in full. I just don't really care about the topic because I'm just not the sports person, which like that's not saying that this is like this makes it bad. This sports you. No, it's like that's a good idea and everything. Blah blah blah. But it's like I just don't
no,
care for
it's
the
not a
topic.
good idea. That's the problem. It's you put
Well,
you put 18 action figures next to them and ask which one is the most muscular.
which one of these Buzz Lightyears can lift the best?
Exactly.
I think it oh what's his name deadlift for the dark gods said when it comes to weightlifting and bodybuilding competitions there's a bias and you could tell it throughout this episode and
Exactly.
I was listening to it and I just went it's a good episode, it's a fun episode.
Like
I
they
think they
put-
all had a
Like they put fucking Sanguinius very low because in one of the official artworks he is not built like a hypermuscular guy, but he is described as so fucking beautiful that people just are paralyzed and like, how the fuck is that not high in a bodybuilding competition?
definitely.
Anyway, to the next one. We have the planet tier list. Like which planet?
This one was fun. I think everything goes the way it would.
I personally have to say this one was very dry. Like, oh haha, Birmingham, but the rest is like, alright. Super deadly
Birmingham?
world. Super
I'm from
deadly world.
Birmingham?
Yeah, like it was funny that Birmingham was a planet, but like the rest, like, alright, we have this planet, it's super fucking deadly. This planet, it's super fucking deadly. This planet, it's super fucking deadly. Which one
Say-
is the least deadly?
Which flavor of death do you want?
Exactly.
I think it's a fun episode, like the remembrance. So I feel like I feel like the ranking everything makes sense. I guess like I feel like maybe Katachin could have been higher because Katachin is the infamous death world where like everything is involved to hyper kill you. But like I don't like Birmingham's inclusion is fun. This is also where I discovered. Did you know the old Birmingham has a Space Marine chapter dedicated to it, like an official one, and it's just they are just colored after the flag of Birmingham, like the city.
Mm.
Honestly, it's not a bad color. Like that's probably like my favorite aspect of the episodes: finding out those guys exist, the Harbingers, and they have an okay color scheme. It's a bit like Oldhammer, but like
yeah, I would put. I think this one deserves either the back of background noise or the first in completely anonymous because like it's
Yeah.
not a particularly interesting episode.
I can. I think background noise I would maybe most because I kind of like this episode. I'd like to throw it on, but you know.
All right, Mitch, what's your opinion?
You said completely anonymous?
Yep.
Just that? I agree with that. It's a fun episode. It's got the remembrance in it, but it's just Birmingham. That's the joke.
Birmingham.
Yeah.
Birmingham.
Birmingham?
The
Have either of
punchline
you
of
been to Birmingham?
the punchline of a TikTok video.
It's like that one guy that just fucking yell. I don't remember the bit, but I just remember him yelling.
All right, so we got 2 anonymous, 1 background.
So I guess goes anonymous.
Man,
So yeah, you could go there.
the background noise.
Noi.
Noise.
Noi.
I added 1 I too many. Alright, yeah, completely anonymous. I think that's fair. And yeah, then I think we're going to have. I have to continue my wave of being negative. The Terminator episode was also very dry. Like, I have written down to every episode something so that I can remember what my opinion is to everyone. And on the Terminator list, it's just all look kind of the same. Saturn is really low. A generally pretty dry episode. That's all I've written down to that one.
This is again an episode because again I'm looking into getting Terminators and I might not want. I will probably get the standard one. Like I'll
Yeah,
get
like,
the.
from all the Terminators, the standard one is like. Alright, when I say the standard one, I am biased because I own exactly one non-standard Terminator. That's the Praetor from Horus Heresy, the Saturnine character. Like, the Saturnine character is the one guy which I was like, I don't ever going to use it in the game. I just want to have this one because it looks cool. But like the standard Saturnine one, no. I think that looks pretty uninteresting.
Oh yeah. This was before they revealed the Saturnine
Yeah, like
armor, so that's interesting. I feel like I would be genuinely curious where it would land because I imagine it would land much higher.
yeah, but even during that time when we only had like the original metal Saturn 1, I think the Saturn 1 was still ranked really low. Many of the Terminators
Yeah,
look
I
very
think
similar, and this one is just peak 40k, just the giant pauldrons. It's very
I
40k.
think maybe the issues there was so little to go off, and it was like, you didn't really use it. I will say this again because I was looking into Terminators. This one again is like a thing where like, for example, like the Tartaros pattern armor was like heavily criticized, but this one is like, oh no, I might get those and like try to figure something out with those. And I will say I was more on Zerek's side throughout, with like the what's the big Terminator armor called, the one where it's just a fucking wall.
Saturn
The
9,
what?
Saturn 9.
Centurion?
Yeah, is it this? No, the Centurion is the where like
Centurion.
where you go in.
Centurion is
Oh, okay.
the Gundam suit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think of like the one that's like very the classic Horus Heresy, but I'm forgetting its name.
Cataphracti or
Cataphracti, yeah. I agree. I kind of was with Zarek on this one, where like I don't actually like Cataphracti armor that much. I think it looks good on the Ultramarines and Iron Warriors because they are like, the Cataphracta has a certain like Greco-Roman look to it, and
Yeah, mainly
they are
because
the Greco-Roman legions. So like,
mainly because of the dangly bits. And I have to say,
yeah,
in the end, like when I first got into 40k, I was like a teenager and I watched a lot of like the AMVs, and just the image of the Cataphracti with like black armor, glowing eyes, walking, just killing stuff, and I was like, oh my god, that's the coolest thing ever. And then I look at the models, and they look like they wear wet clothing. They like have this
yeah,
weird fucking pose, and then I found out they were really small as well because they were old scale. And then they brought
yeah.
out new ones, and they still have this awkward pose. I'm like, why?
But yeah,
I
this one I would say maybe like goes background noise again because that was
Yeah,
like,
I'm background
this was the
noise.
one I was listening to a lot to Space Marine 2, and that's also I think Dutch goes on a hating rant on the fucking Thousand Suns Terminators. And after playing a lot of Space Marine 2, where there was that 1 week where it was like some Thousand Suns mission, and I just like there's a meme I made. Wait a second. All right, there it is. I made this after that because I was just so sick of the fucking scarab cult Terminators. It's one of the worst enemies in any video game, and that for just fucking ruined my fucking perception of those things. And I
Alright.
feel very like I feel a kinship with Dutch just in a different way.
Yeah. I personally would put the Terminator episode
Oh,
before the Chef episode.
one thing I have to mention that's like a big criticism, actually, because like a lot of the tier lists when they rank stuff in designs, usually when they were discussing something, there would be a picture would be shown. This is not the case in this episode. Like every time they start talking about the Terminator pattern is like lower on the screen, so like I can't see what they were talking about. So every time, like I was like, okay, which one are they talking about now? And then I had to Google it. And that's like,
Ah,
actually,
damn. That's
I
interesting
would say
because
maybe I would go. Actually, that would like go a little bit lower for me because like it's a fun episode to listen and everything, but that one was like a little bit annoying. Every time
damn.
was like, particularly because
That's
I was using it for research for Terminator armor.
Oh, that's really interesting because when I went into that episode, I knew exactly which they were talking about, so I didn't even notice that. That's like actually a very strong point to put it lower.
Particularly because it's like all the Death Guard because the Death Guard just got a shit ton of like representation this episode. I don't know why. It's like every time it's like, okay, which one is that? And I look it up and it's like, well, they all look very similar. Which one did they talk about?
Alright, so from the most driest episode, we go to the most wettest, if you know what I mean. The most kissable
Panto.
chapter master.
This one's fun. This might go in Supercast, but I'll see what the others say.
All the
Pantor keeps winning.
all the his tier lists I really like, because it's not like the Climax After Dark where like it's just haha funny. Kissing actually has like more nuance than just going into bed with a Primarch, if you know what I mean. It's there's a lot more to discuss, and I think I'm already taught that I think most people don't recognize chapter masters, but like in this episode they made a really good job at like teaching people what chapter masters are like, because how do I say
Telling
this?
you about their personality,
Yeah,
who they are.
Yeah, through kissing you learn a lot more about somebody's personality than just fucking.
You learn a lot more about their tongue than you do their face.
What does the tongue do? That
What
was
does that do?
what? That's a
This-
quote from the next one, but yeah, definitely most kissable.
Yeah.
Third,
I also
second,
like I like the Croc is funny. I like the addition of because like Zarek I think tried to cast. I think she was or but I like really like her like how she like fused like and analyzed that stuff, because there was like the Dark Angels chapter master. I quite like no, because he's an agent, he's a James Bond type. He would actually. I quite like that. I quite like that they or like
That was
the
fun.
the
Yeah.
Raven Guard, where it's like, oh, he was a teenage ganger before he became a Marine. So it's like it's not unlikely he actually had a chick he hooked up with. Well, he's a Raven Guard, so something.
mm,
the last tier list, I think, was the Terminator one, was Zarek's first episode, but this one is where she shines in it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like she has expertise on levels without any comparison.
Yep.
I do feel like Dante could have been higher because, like, I don't know. I feel like the vampires deserve higher, but maybe that's just my infinite brain rot.
Right.
Mate,
Next.
big Spanish man, still winning.
Then the next one, we have the Baneblade tier list. And all I have to say to this one is, imagine the Terminator tier list. But instead of cool looking power armor, you have the same fucking tank over and over again.
No, this is I think this is actually like where the whole they're the same fucking box applies. And here's the thing: I listen to it and it's like, I have a hot take. I don't really care for the Bane Blade.
Yes!
It's a cool tank, but
Yeah, it's a fucking
here's the
nobody
weird thing.
cares.
No, see, the Beyblade is a cool tank. I feel like when people describe it, but then I look at it, it's like, this is just a really, really big, relatively normal looking tank.
Exactly.
And here's the thing: I don't like the graph tanks actually. Like a lot of the,
I don't
that is
too.
I love my treads. And weirdly enough, a tank I was looking into was the Predator tank for the Space Marines, and that one is also like quote unquote a normal tank, but the proportions to everything just looked cooler to me. And the
Yes.
Land Raider is also just a box, but I think it's even more of a box where it wraps around to being like, I kind of like how this looks.
Yeah, but like
This is just a tank.
Yeah, like I don't care about tanks, which is really weird because I'm on an autism level where like people would expect that I'm really into tanks, but no, that's like I like giant robots with a gun more than a tank, because tanks, yeah, they are like really efficient and stuff, but they are boring. And then
It's like I like
this
some
is 2
tanks.
hours. I just saw this is 2 hours of talking about the same fucking tank. What the fuck?
I listen to this at work. This is truly like one of those. I listen to it at work and like I have to stop every now and then, and I don't care for stuff.
Oh my fucking god! I just looked at the tier list and like I screenshotted the time as well, because if we ever put something in background noise which is lower than an hour, then it goes into completely anonymous, because background noise is supposed to be long. And that's why I
Yeah.
screenshot. And then I just looked over to my screen, like the screen with the tier list. It's covered by my fan because I have nowhere else to put my fan on. And then I put my fan to the side and look, and it's like over 2 hours. And like, are you fucking kidding me?
I would say this goes completely anonymous.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I just like I listened to it, so I can't say dang I hardly heard her. But you know,
No,
also
like,
wait, I think we left Mitch
planet-
out a little bit.
Yeah, like-
wait.
Yeah, like it was really the guest rant wasn't really interesting, but like I think the planets were more interesting than the Bane Blades because, like, alright, this one is dead, this one is death, this one is Birmingham. But this one here is like, oh, this one has a bigger gun, this one has a smaller gun, this one has more guns, this one has
It's
fewer guns.
interesting the nuances, but in the end, it's
No,
like this
it's
is a
not.
big tank that's gonna roll me over. It's like
Yeah, like it's a tank. And
also
it's-
like I think Mitch wanted to say something.
oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. This is one of the episodes I have listened a couple of times. Croc's really great in it, and I do love the guest that's in it. I, they give like some really funny ideas that
Yeah.
somebody's getting drifted across by Bane Blade. I'm not going to be able to get you up the background noise, but I would personally put it
No.
into the background noise.
You can
I-
argue.
but-
you can
I
argue
can
it to the
respect
top.
it, but
Like you can argue it to the top of completely anonymous, but it's staying in that tier.
I think that's where it would personally belong. I prefer it over
Just-
the Planet episode.
All right.
that's fair. But like, yeah, no, for me, just
I see
this
your
was
points.
actually, I
I
think,
see
the
your
one
points.
episode I didn't listen to before, like where we were like saying where we were gonna record this. This was the one I didn't listen to, or like had the least memory of. So actually, I say that I hardly heard it. With that, with the lifting episode, it's less of a case that like I listened to it a bit, but I just never finished it.
Yeah, like we have. Oh wait, we have a hardly near her. We have background noise at least, and we have a completely anonymous. So I think this is like the perfect middle ground.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
and
And then-
oh, the next one. That's a spicy one. This one, first off, definitely belongs to Supercast. But my question to you is, where? Because it's definitely over the loyalists. Because obviously the Chaos Space Marines are going to be more spicy at kissing. But on this one specifically, Moods just single-handed me, swayed me from being an Erebus hater to be the most righteous Erebus defender ever. With just
I love
one fucking short story he made up on the spot.
because I was in that whole bit was very funny.
I
I'm
made
just like,
a whole
was this the-
edit. I made a whole edit about it with music, with stuff and laugh, and I don't know what else to tell you. If I
This
could
was
choose
fun.
how to
Is
die,
this-
if I could choose how to die, it would be like him was described, in front of a fire with a glass of wine, with the most passionate kiss ever, and then being stabbed in the back.
makes so
No,
much
it's
sense.
as you finish your impassionate kiss, you lean back, only to realize the knife has been stabbed in the front. That's the way to go.
No. The kiss is passionate, but afterwards, the stab is going to make you realize that the passion was not towards you, but towards killing you during a kiss.
It's just like the passion was to the craft. I get, yeah, no, I think this goes Supercast. Is this the one where they did the bit with the bread roll? Where it's
Yes.
like I hit
they
the
did.
car, I hit him with just like,
alright,
I saw
it
someone got
has-
hit by a
alright.
car.
Yeah, that was also this episode. So this
Okay, yeah, let's go
either
Supercast.
this goes either in definitely before the loyalists, but my question is, how far can we push that motherfucker?
I
I would
think you
actually
can
push it
quite
pretty far. Yeah.
because personally, it made me go back and watch the other kissing list.
Oh,
Yeah, same.
alright,
Same.
So it made me watch more content.
okay, so we can all agree it's the best fucking thing ever. Like,
Yes.
like on the Astartes Anonymous episode on the Primax as lawyers, we had some disagreement, but this is the one where we can all agree it's really good. So obviously we
Yes.
should go before that.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Also, this one was the episode where a lot of cuck chairs were involved, and I had also made a whole edit about chapter, like not what's the right term? What's the official word for a collection of cucks?
A gooning?
The-
I don't know.
The gooning sesh, I don't know.
I made it.
Let me
Alright, I
DM
made a
Derek, we
gooning
might figure it
session
out.
edit for this one.
Uh,
The gooning session
speaking
included
of
a
cuck.
Dark Elder, cat, and multiple Chaos Space Marines. Oh,
Oh yeah, that was the whole thing of letting the cat watch us.
Oh my!
I
Oh my!
remember that.
I just remembered my favorite bit from that one with like the fucking the lips, the Emperor's Children one, the bad scientist. Who was the name again?
Fabius Smile.
Oh,
Maybe.
Fabius Bile, who put on synthetic lips and so Thor. You want a kiss? The bottom surgery is going to cost you 2 kisses.
Yeah, this goes super good. This
Uh,
one's funny as
that
fuck.
was so fucking funny, and Milt single-handedly turned me into the biggest Erebus defender, even though I've read the Horus Rising, in which he was the biggest bastard.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh,
But
fuck.
speaking of cuck, no, because in the next episode, with the ranking,
the next one, I fucking hate this episode. They put
I-
my boys in the fucking last place because they don't like the color yellow, even though Tom's avatar is fucking yellow. I know it's supposed to be gold, but it's yellow, and he never bothered Moods to make it gold, so he is yellow. I don't fucking care.
yeah, that's how I paint him in Space Marine 2, because
I
the gold
did
doesn't look
too!
good in that one.
Because if you paint him, like in one of my edits, I had to get a back shot of. Oh fuck, that's the wrong word. Like I
No,
had.
it's the right word. It's the
My
My
right
favorite
word.
movie of recent times.
Alright, like I had to get a back shot of Tom so I could make him walk towards the door. And so I just remade his model in Space Marines, and I actually applied gold, but it didn't look like the avatar from the front, so I had to
Yeah.
use Imperial Fist yellow. Yellow!
Which
So he
we can
is
maybe also
yellow.
blame the game a little bit with like the gold that they pick is a bit but that's
No,
neither
I
here nor
don't
there.
blame the game. I blame Tom for using a yellow avatar and complaining about something yellow being ugly.
Yeah. Also, I was just gonna say because because the quote just fucking stuck in my head because Moods like I think Moods forgot to add the black dragons. Oh, we're not adding a new one for that.
Hey, yo, what's going on here?
Whoa.
I'm
was
just
about to
preparing. I'm
go
just
in-
preparing. I'm just preparing.
Just preparing. I don't think we will need to, but okay.
No,
That's just because I think Moods forgot to put in the black dragons and Tom said to him, just like something professional cock. And it just stuck with me the way he said it. Just very funny. I will say ranking wise, so obviously it sucks because the Black Templars on top. I joke. I think I can very much agree also because I've been
also,
I've
the
been
Howling
kid
Griffins.
bashing more.
Also, the Howling Griffins. They were placed really low, which I did not like at all.
I will say this is the video where I have now like I didn't know about the Howling Griffins much before this. And this is the one now where I'm like, oh, these look like kind of neat.
Yeah, but
And now I got the
they
Space Marine in Space Marine 2. I got the symbol and actually playing as one right now. So
yeah, but they placed them really low. So you should
they put them actually at media. I will say I can a bit agree. I think when I saw the Howling Griffins, like yeah, they have like a little bit of the night thing, but it's one of those things where I don't think it necessarily like they don't do it as much as they could. Like the Blade Guard look good because Blade Guards are very nighty, but what I saw the other pictures, it's a bit like I can agree where they are. I think generally most of the rankings are fine. I do feel like the
No.
Lamentus could be higher, but also the Lamentus.
No,
I can agree, for example, with the Space Sharks
I know
not
I'm really
being as
buttered.
high.
Yeah, like I know I'm really buttered about the Labyrinthus being low. I can say I'm very biased, but also like a lot of other placement made me say why. Like I said, the Griffins, the like. Oh, I'm sorry.
I went back through and made my own tier list after this episode
The,
because I disagreed with them in a couple of spots, but
oh my!
I do love
see,
Tom
see,
getting very angry at his Sons of Methuselah showing up. I do think the Sons of Methuselah being here is kind of weird, but I will say they're like the only Iron Hands related thing I care about because I like the color green.
I have a question for you too.
Yes.
When you look at the Dark Angels and you go, "God, that's a cool little aesthetic. I love the look of them." And then do you get like a little demon on the shotgun. They're terrible people. They're terrible Marines. They kidnap their own Marines and and that just brings the value of Dark Angels down for you guys.
No, actually, that breaks it up because I like when it's
hold on.
communicated, they are
Did you
awful
just
people.
ask the Night Lord if morality is a negative?
I realize
actually,
that now.
actually, then I would have to say, fuck the Dark Angels. Framus was, I don't know, whatever the fuck happened at Framus. It was a long time ago.
Fucking hell. Alright, I think the only time where the morality of the chapter made me downgrade the trip was the malevolence, and specifically because I have to go to a tangent right now. I once was in a voice call in another Discord, and we talked about Space Marine chapters, and that guy was really, really new. He knew half the first foundings and a couple of the later ones. And then I talked about I'm painting mine yellow, and they're it's black, white, red, and stuff. And he said, "Oh, the malevolent." What did you just say, you fucking? I did not say that. I thought that. I thought, what did you just say, you fucking piece of shit? And then he sent me a picture of the malevolence, and yeah, those are Lamentas, right? Because they used yellow and black. When I said that the Lamentas are checkerboard in yellow. And I can't be mad at a new player confusing them, because let's be honest, it's just a yellow Space Marine. But it made me hate the Malevolent infinitely more that people confuse them for the fucking Dementors.
I will say the Malevolent, it's like they feel like a fan chapter that made it somehow. They feel like the Angry Marines, just a little bit more toned down. But I think
the Angry Marines, the Angry Marines, but without the memes. So not fun. So at least the Angry Marines are funny. They are just there.
Yeah, the Malevolent's just they just sound bad in the sense of
they're boring,
you're just a dickhead. You're not even funny, and you look weird.
Yeah, you're just you're the black torso and then the yellow armor. It's just
Anyway,
I
was just gonna say ranking wise, I think I would put it into background noise personally, because I think it's maybe not as funny. I can agree with most of the rankings. Actually, there's some funny bits. I feel like the Ultramarines fit where they are. I think some arguments were a little bit weird. I think something that I feel like was brought up very lightly in the episode, but I feel we might see it change a bit with 11th edition, is the Ultramarines. They kind of they're the standard. They don't have their sort of aesthetic, so to say, and because they basically they're the standard, so they don't really have an aesthetic of their own. And that I will say that is something I feel a bit of a shame, because the Ultramarines are the Roman Greco kind of stuff in a way. And I think with the new edition, we're seeing a little bit of armor parts that feel like they emphasize that more. So maybe they might get better. But that's a whole thing where I feel like the ranking makes sense, but there's a extra bit to it. I do also feel like the space sharks, they're kind of neat, but also the more I looked into it and thought about it, it's that the whole Polynesian Maori thing is cool, but also it borders a bit on parody rather than properly adapting the thing.
Yeah,
one of those
parody. Every single time I heard people talk about how cultural appropriation and stuff, it's the space sharks are to the people who actually live in Hawaii than what the space wolves are to people who live in the northern parts of Europe. It's
I mean, my Swedish friend likes the space wolf, so this.
If Red was here, I wish Red was here, because he is Dutch, and I had this conversation actually with him, and he completely agrees that it pisses him off how much people connect space wolves to the northern regions.
That's fair. I was also just, I think it made a decent point where the Minotaurs, they have technically a cool aesthetic on paper, but most of the Marines don't really follow up on it.
They're just Spartans. It's
yeah.
Okay, my vote is straight to hell, burn in hell.
No, I would say background noise, because I think I can agree with most opinions, even though I don't necessarily like them. I like White Scars, but in terms of drip and 40k particularly, holy shit, they're kind of bad. They're just white space marines. It's like the whole Mongolian riders thing would be really cool, but they just have fucking nothing with that going on in 40k right now.
You blame that on Games Workshop, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
background
Hell,
noise.
even
I
fucking
agree.
Space Marine 2. Space Marine 2 is like the game where like you can customize your thing. Even there, the white skirts struggle.
All right, we have background noise, completely anonymous, and burn in hell. So
I think it goes in completely anonymous.
Oh, who's the completely anonymous one?
what?
Oh,
Oh.
I thought I agreed with Madison. Whatever Madison one
Oh.
won.
Okay, that's 2 background noise against burn in hell. Well, then I would say that it does equal out to completely anonymous.
All right, okay, I misunderstood. I thought it was burn in hell, completely anonymous, and background noise.
Sorry.
All right, then. Yeah, then it goes into
Yeah.
completely anonymous because 2 more times background noise, 1 times burn in hell. Yeah,
Yep.
that checks out.
Yeah.
But you can't. I don't care what you're going to say. You can't argue it out of the back of completely anonymous.
Yeah.
Now to the last one, the infamous horse episode. Oh, 2
Okay,
hours
I think
of rage baiting Grok into a disc of Zinj being an actual horse. That's the summary of that one. I have to say, I really wish Tom was on this episode because the first 2 times where Grok was really mad about this disc of jeans was funny, but like at the end when he brought the topic up again and started in the 20-minute rant, the novelty wore off. I don't say it's a bad episode. I'm just saying this is the one thing that bothered me on this episode, that the moderation to keep Grok down was a bit of lacking.
whilst that is true, I do actually think that there's something for it because I think it's just funny how salty he is. But also, this episode made me Croc's strongest soldier because why the fuck is the frisbee there? The fuck is a
Agree.
frisbee doing in
Why
a
is that
horse race?
frisbee there?
Why is it here? Everything I could excuse the demon engine. The demon engine has like 4 legs and is roughly shaped like a horse. I mean, most of the things aren't horses. Sure, we have to like go off vibes. Why the fuck is the frisbee here? Why is the
If I ever
frisbee here?
get-
Who put that in?
If I ever get to meet Zarek, I'm going to have a foam frisbee and go, catch this horse, sucker, and throw it at her face.
Oh my god.
That frisbee should not be there.
My friend, do you know this one?
I'm gonna pick up a pothole and throw it at her. That's gonna be
like in my late teens, I have to start another tangent. In my late teens, I was really into really bad horror movies, and I remember fondly that in one of those, in a random scene that didn't matter to the story at all, like 3 people were at the beach. One of them took out of his backpack like a frisbee that was covered in razor blades, threw it at a guy. The guy died. He just warded off and it was never traced again.
It sounds like it's like I was thinking like horror movie discs. I was like thinking like the Yautio where like they throw their thing, but that's like
No. It was just a random scene where he throws a razor blade, and you have to know that was like a frame from the 80s, so it was an actual frisbee where they just superglued razor blades on. Oh fuck.
Ooh, no.
No, that like it was just a movie where it was low budget 80s horror movie. Like I don't remember anything at all from the fucking film itself. I just remember that in this one random scene, he took out a razor blade covered frisbee, threw it at somebody. He had made this like fake catch, and like ketchup on his neck fell to the ground, and he just left the scene. It was never traced again. And like I imagine this is how it would go if you ever meet Zarek.
Yes.
that
frisbee should not be up there.
As much as I am also like angry with that, it's just like a Croc is angry. I'm gonna like send in the entire Ape Legion to help. I do feel like it's just it's funny because of that. Like it's such a stupid thing to be in there. And I love that Croc is angry over it. So like this is just a funny episode for me. So I would say it goes in Supercast. For me personally,
I agree. It goes to Supercast, and
Yeah.
unless you, Mitch, want to put it somewhere else.
No, I'm happy with the super. I still
Yeah,
like
I
that episode
don't
was
say
rage baiting Croc.
I don't say it's perfect. All I'm going to say is during that point of time, many of the episodes of the After Dark channel didn't really interest me. Like the movie episode, the book episode, that was like I still made funny edits, but it was like, all right, I had just enough material to make one edit. And this
Yeah.
one, if I didn't have like finals right now, I could have pumped out 3 more.
Yeah.
This
That's
one,
like
I'll
this-
wait for those, Chestnut.
yeah, maybe if I fail my exams and have to start working at the burger store or whatever, then I can pump them out. But like, this is a really funny episode. Like I said, the only complaint I have is that Grok overstayed his welcome with his rant about the horse disc cuisine.
yeah, but
Look.
like I think that is like that's like almost
Like-
the appeal for me. But it's
like-
just like
Like I would put it in front of the tragic tier lists. Would you say you would put it higher? Or lower?
sure. I mean, like I said, for me, I view these like the way they are put very flat personally. So
I
either
wouldn't
or.
put it above the tragic. I wouldn't put it above the kissing tier list.
No, like
The chapter master.
you would put it here.
What I would do is move the tragic one down past both of them. One more.
Ah, all right. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Zarek was pushing an agenda. She was pushing an agenda in that episode. It made it funny. I still don't believe that goddamn this should be in that list.
Yeah,
It's just
honestly, as a content creator myself, sometimes it's not about being right. It's about just annoying the shit out of somebody for entertainment.
not the
It's about
content,
fucking someone else
baby.
over.
God.
All right. Anyway, that were all the tier list episodes. I know you see the giant wave of other stuff here, but that's for another time. And
I think
my question
this
is there
looks
any
good.
rearrangement you want to do before we lock this in?
no, this looks good. I think for the most part.
I'm happy with this.
I'm very happy I could push the I don't care about the Baneblade like Family Guy meme agenda.
Bane played Family Guy? What?
It's you know that bit in Family Guy where like I don't care about the Godfather. That's me
Ah,
with the
yes.
Baneblade.
Yeah, like I personally would push the Bane Blade lower if you like
Like I said,
like
I'm
one tier. I would push him down one tier. Like the fucking. I'm mad again. I'm so mad again. I just looked at the tripping thumbnail. I'm already mad again. Man.
I do think this episode did also make me realize like this is nothing to do with the Lamenters, but like just Blood Angels don't have an aesthetic at the moment. Like they just don't. That's like a side like
Croc said it.
this made me realize a lot of things.
Croc said it. The Blood Angels were taken out the back and shot so the Dark Angels, Ultramarines, and Space Wolves could thrive in the next next edition.
Basically.
Alright, any chance I can push the biggest assholes in front of the Xenos for After Dark?
Oh,
In both Dutch is in both, so you know that's a moot point. I really
I
want
still
to push that.
I still prefer that episode in front.
I think I'm thinking about the Classy and I'm thinking about the Blueies and I'm
Man.
Think about the bloobs, Chestnut. Think about the
The
bloobs.
bloops are in the other episodes as well! The infamous bloop edit I made was from not this episode, but from another
It
episode.
started in this
that's
one.
like related. Yeah, it's like it starts in this one. It becomes like related later.
Yeah, it starts in this one, but it becomes important in another one.
But you gotta remember the foundation.
If we
Yeah.
remember the foundation, why don't we just put the fucking
I do
After
just
Dark
find-
here at the... No, you understand?
Nah, it's like I find the After Dark Xenos Tierlist a bit funnier personally. Also, like,
Man.
I just like how you can date the video with like the whole Classy bit. Like you can just really date it.
The classy.
Just like yes, I know when this was on in the internet.
But dating doesn't really make a video better, in my opinion. In fact, I would
No,
say it
no.
makes them worse.
I don't know. I
What's
feel like
got more
sometimes I go
quotable?
back to videos and I'm like, so this was relevant at the time, and like I kind of like that.
All right.
What has more
I guess
multiple
there is
lines
no
in it?
point at trying to push this one further. I'm
Uh.
sad now,
We got almost the perfect stare.
Sorry, Chetnut.
man. I mean, we could make it a perfect stare if we took this one.
That's that one stays there. I don't. It's not my favorite episode, but I do kind of like
f-
to go to it for like when I'm like customizing stuff in Space Marine 2.
man,
And also with like
I
my
could
chapter.
I could go on and on about this episode, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Alrighty, then let's go to the minis of the week.
yeah.
Yes.
And looking at the lists, the first one is Mitch with
Oh,
his
mine.
Kakarodon Dreadnought from a lovely guy named Rambobo.
Yes. I'm a big fan of Kakarodons. I like it's a good mini. I do like showing off very like simple pictures, but if you go to the chat, I posted a picture of a lovely bit of artwork of a dreadnought at the beach, and that model
Oh,
just
yeah.
reminds me of that artwork.
It's very
Yeah.
And I
lovely.
love it. I could picture this model just sitting at the beach having a little sip with a cherub or something.
I can
I just like it.
definitely respect the freehand drawing
Oh,
because
yeah,
that's
the,
something
like-
I very much struggle with.
You see that something went wrong when he assembled the plasma disintegrator.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
There's a big gap, but nothing is perfect. But yeah, the freehand is indeed admirable.
I like the attempt at the beach. I really love that base. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
potentially
I just noticed the base. That's a very lovely sand and water thing.
I'm gonna attempt that on my box of red Corsairs when I finally get around to them. But no, I just vibe with this mini.
Yeah, I can see why. It's not the most impressive thing ever, but it has a charm, definitely.
Hmm.
Speaking of not the most impressive thing ever, but also very charmful, Madison, you submitted what I see is Deathwatch.
it just seems to be a homebrew chapter where it's just a bunch of heavy intercessors. I don't know the name of them.
It's
but
from Bean King Eric, and
Yeah.
it's just called Heavy Intercessors. So
yeah,
I don't think there are heavy intercessors in the Deathwatch, right?
no, I not they are.
Yeah, there
are.
is. There is, because of Primaris.
Yeah,
But that's probably trying to represent like a Marine that has come back from the Deathwatch.
yeah, that's like one that comes back. Because I feel a bit of a kinship with this one because the color scheme isn't far off my own. I have like black, silver, green is like my color scheme for my homebrew chapter. And this is like, black, silver, red, so like that complements. And also I also have red bolters. Mine is also a bit, Deathwatch dependent. My first box of minis, like proper box I bought were heavy intercessors. And I do I do love like the guy to the far right where he like has two guns. This has like a bunch of like ammo packs stapled to him. Yes, again, that is something I feel a kinship with because I love giving my guys two guns and stapling a lot of ammo packs and things if possible.
All right.
So yeah, no.
That we are very different. I hate like pouches and stuff. I never put them on my minis.
I try to restrain it. Like I actually kind of like painting them, but sometimes it's difficult to get to them. So there's that.
All
A
right.
bit of a tangent, Madison, but when I first saw your homebrew, I generally thought it was like the chapter that I play, the Doom Legion, which is a canon chapter, and I was like, oh, another person. I was like, then you said it was your homebrew. I was like, damn.
Okay, well, the Doom Legions are very different. Like mine is like it's more Deathwatch leaning, where it's like the base coloring is black, the trims are green, and then the shoulder pads it's like the arms, shoulder pads, power pack, and head are silver.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, "Ooh, a new Deathwatch," and then you said it was a homebrew, and I was like, "Damn!" But
It's
I
like
do enjoy
homebrew
your
inspired by Deathwatch, basically.
Yeah, and I do enjoy your color scheme, and I do like these guys' color scheme.
I mean I mean, Black and Red, I honestly thought that was just a vanilla Deathwatch paint scheme because I'm not. I honestly am not that educated about custom color schemes. It's like I know the pain because whenever I bring my Lamenta somewhere, somebody's going to say, "Is that Imperial Fist?" Because nobody knows the yellow successor chapters of the Blood Angels. But this one
You just
specifically,
slap
it's
them, man.
just yeah, like we have Deathwatch models and they're painted black, and like are there red accents maybe a special division or not? It's hard to tell as somebody who doesn't really concern himself with the Deathwatch.
Fair, no, I like the simplicity here.
I think simplicity is definitely the word here. It's not doing anything fancy, but like I said, the double gun or like the pouches at the chest, that's very much something that adds quite to the charm.
Definitely.
Mhm. And now to the third and last one. And usually I try to not just pick another Space Marine, especially when we already have like 2 Space Marine units in this rotation. But my man, the guy whose name I can't pronounce because it's written in Russian, but who I had multiple contacts with because he is another fellow Lamentus enjoyer.
This is gorgeous.
This is
It
fucking
looked-
gorgeous. This is what I wish I could do with my Lamentus. Like look at the don't just look at like, oh, look at how pretty the blood strip is. Look at the freehand. No. Look at how he painted it yellow with red shading and all the scratches and stuff. It's
I really like
this-
the way the yellow is, because like sometimes the Lamenters, like some people make them. It's like I go a little bit off like Spaceman 2 in my mind. It's like they're like bright yellow,
yeah,
which I
that's
guess
me.
that is the color
That's me.
scheme.
That's me. My Lamentas can blind people.
It has its own thing, but I kind of like whenever like somebody makes the Lamenters. It's like this warm yellow, which I know is a little bit, you go almost more in the Imperial Fists area, but I think it just
No, my
it just
friend,
looks very nice.
the yellow I use for my Lamentas is called Imperial Fist Contrast. So.
But I could go into a whole thing with Games Workshop color schemes. Well, like I like the paint, but what the fuck do you mean that the bronze is gold and the gold is bronze? Like,
no, you misunderstand. I use exactly 3 colors from Citadel, and the rest is from Army Painter and from War Painter. The 3
Yes.
colors are 9 Oil, Agrex of Shade, and Imperial Fist Yellow. Everything
Yes.
else is somewhere else because I do not like Citadel pots. I do not like Citadel colors. But I have tried many other stuff. Like I've tried many other paints. But I hate that I have to say that indeed 9 Oil Agrex is unmatched in terms of contrast paint, and Imperial Fist Yellow is the only yellow which I like.
They taste really great too.
all right, it's like I'm gonna skip over my question.
I just read a question: is coffee beans or soup?
What?
From
What?
Is
Dawn.
coffee beans? What?
Yeah.
It's
The-
beans. It's coffee beans. What kind of question is that?
It's a question no one's asked, and Tom has just simply answered yes.
Yeah, see, we already
Coffee
have
is-
answered that.
Coffee is bean juiced.
There we go. We've answered one question.
Oh wow, that was quick. Alright, then I hope the third one hasn't been already answered in the fucking channel. Do we have a second question?
Which Primarch do you wish battles Peter Turbo in his conquest for Terra?
I'm going to say Rogue. Oh, hold on. Rogue Dawn is the canon version. Fuck.
I mean, like that is the most likely one that could return.
Yeah,
because
like
duh.
I know Tom does not really like alternative Horus Heresy stuff, but what I would like is that the arrangement of Primarchs of the Traitor and Loyalists is in a way where both sides are just feral animals. and there's no planning whatsoever. Like, on the traitor side, we have Rogaldorn, we have Guilliman, we have Perturabo, we have... and some other people. And on the loyalist side, we have, like, people like Ankron and... Ankron and the Lion and stuff. Like, imagine the Siege of Terra, instead of, like, being a strategic thing, it's just... 18 madmen just running at each other, killing everything.
Malcador standing in the background. I knew this would happen.
Like Malcador just sitting on top of a giant spire looking down at the degeneracy, and it's like, we should have added some women.
Should have been some more. Now I think this was more talking. I think the question was a little more talking about the like what's currently going on with Peter Turbo going like doing the whole Ring of Iron or whatever the fuck. Like well, like basically he does this whole slow plan and it's slowly coming in place. And there's probably got a Primarch reactionary to that. It would probably be Rogaldorn because like all the other ones that are left, like that would return and fight him. I'm not sure if they would want to bring them back because I think Corvus and Peter is like they have nothing to do. Chagatai, I guess, would make fun of him, but like.
All I'm going to say
Okay, I guess.
All I'm going to say is I hope Perturabo gets his own model, and it's like just a Stomper. Like he's as big as a Stomper, and he has the point cost of a Stomper. Like he's the biggest thing you can bring.
In the picture.
It's the biggest thing you could bring, but he is accosted horribly. You would never bring him outside of a casual match. I really hope he's just a fucking Stomper.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's how they'll get the Iron Warriors range up. It's just Peter Turbo, the upgrade SKU, and nothing else.
Yeah.
I really hope
with how many guns he has attached to him, that might. You just bring Perturabo. You just bring Perturabo. Use all the guns and everything.
You know, it's not that far off. Like, I own 4 Stompers. I know only 3 are playable. I don't care. And in one game I brought 3 Stompers, and in my shooting phase I actually rolled so many fucking die that I had to re-roll some just to get to the growth, and I have like 19d6s, so the shooting on Stompers can be fucking wild.
You ask the other player for his dice, so it makes it easier. Which Primarch would I like to come back?
Okay, we're talking about Primarchs getting back. That's another topic.
It's like
I thought that was
in response to Perturabo, more or less directly. Like who makes sense there?
Okay, if I could bring one Primarch back, it would be Sanguinius, just to fuck with everyone.
That would be funny.
No,
but I think
either Sanguinius or Horus. I want to bring a dead Primarch back just to make everyone fucking collapse into despair.
What?
I want to see the world burn!
And then James W. says on Twitter, no, he was always there. Don't worry about it.
There were always female Sanguiniuses.
Actually, that makes... I was just thinking about probably like the 2nd or 11th. One of them shows up again.
I think they're going to be the last one who comes back when they brought all the Primarchs back and like, fuck, we don't have anything else to do, and we already brought like clones of the traitor Primarchs as Tierlist back, and we have nothing else to do.
Yeah. I was just thinking in response to...
Jesus Christ,
Sorry.
we're almost 2 hours in. I'm going to kill
I
myself.
was just gonna close this up. I feel like if there was a Primarch that would be more interesting than Dorn for me to return in response to Perturabo, I guess it would be Vulcan. Like, you know, the Forge Master against the Siege Master, so to say. It's like there could be something interesting there, I think, but you know, it's probably gonna be Rogaldorn. Let's be real.
Yeah, Rogaldorn's key figure.
Alright, that ends the episode, and all I'm going to say is, kill bitch! Kill bitch! Medicine, get the rope! I have this arm!